Welcome to all of you out there, my dear astrology friends. This is the horoscope about the new moon in Sagittarius around and about the 1st of December, 30th November, 1st December. We're going to have that at 9 degrees of Sagittarius. So the sun and the moon will be very close together at 9 degrees of Sagittarius. So what is this all about? This is not going to be a long video because this is actually, although it is about one day, the 1st of December, it kind of gives the tone of the next 2 weeks after the 1st of December. So definitely watch the December horoscopes and also the Mars retrograde if you can and if you have some time left, because it is all a bit intertwined and there is a huge team coming up here with all, certainly in December. It's quite an eventful month, but in a way that is about reflection and reassessment because of the Mars retrograde on the 7th of December in Leo. But anyway, this is specifically about this new moon. So at the end of the video, you should know what this new moon, where is it, when is it, what is it all about? What's the flavor of it? What's the interpretation in general of it? And then each and every sign of the 12 signs, I'm going to look where this new moon falls in your chart. So let's get started. A new moon is always a time of endings, new beginnings. That's typical. It's a seed that we are planting. It's a new start. And it is as every year around this time, we have that new moon in Sagittarius, and it's at 9 degrees of Sagittarius. The sun at 9 degrees, the moon at 9 degrees of Sagittarius. What does it mean? It always means a new moon in Sagittarius, a new start when it comes to Sagittarian topics. And what are Sagittarian topics? These are one of my favorite topics because I have a Sagittarius rising. And I have a full house in the 9th house. So the 9th house is represented by Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is a very optimistic fire sign that wants to teach, that wants to spread its knowledge. And it is known for knowledge and for being, when someone is born with a sun in Sagittarius or maybe a rising sign or a moon, it is known that they have gathered knowledge in former lives. But anyway, back to the new moon here, it shows a new start in what you believe in. What is your belief system? And you better have a good, positive belief system because why? Because it's the pair of glasses that you are wearing in life. So when that is of the Sagittarian, which means the helicopter view, and you have an overview, it's not, people think that if people have Sagittarius planets, that they are happy always, and that they are, most of them, not all of them, but most of the Sagittarian people, they like sports, they like life, they are adventurous, they are interested in all different cultures. You're interested in life. It's a very juicy kind of sign, basically. It's very intuitive, and it is very fiery and optimistic. It has a view in life, a vision, and it has because it's connected. It's connected to all there is. The 9th house in Sagittarius, it's considered as the house of the road to God, which means, and of course, call it God or call it the universe or nature, whatever it is that you want to call it. It has to do with that connection with everything. And so we all have an opportunity here to kind of start again in a new way with this belief system, the things that how we see things, how we learn, how we observe, how we see a bit more in abstract rather than on a daily basis, that we have a little bit broader of a perspective. Now, 9 degrees, there is a fixed star called Antares that is well known. as well. So that fixed star will be activated as well, if you like, and it opposes 9 degrees of Gemini, which is the fixed star, also Aldebaran. And that has to do a lot with, in the ancient books and so on, you will see that it's about war and so on and so on. And of course, we have to see the broadest perspective. What does it mean today? What does it mean with the knowledge that we have, the book knowledge, but also the street knowledge and the knowledge of your own experience? So I've seen many, many horoscopes. I've done many, many, many horoscopes. And when I see a person with, not only clients, but also people in my own life, that have planets at the ascendant or the sun or the moon at 9 degrees of Sagittarius, none of them that I know wants to make war, right? You see what I mean? You have to see things in the perspective. But what I did see occurring time after time with people with this energy, and this energy is going to be very much in the picture. The energy of this fixed star is that these people are tremendously courageous. They are courageous. They have a certain confidence. They are intuitive as well. They are quick. They are not afraid of some competition. They are sporty. They are interested in life, and they are very also mentally quite alert. These are the things that I've seen in horoscopes and so on. Is that a bad thing or a good thing? As with always, you can use energy in a good way and in a bad way. It's up to you. It's up to the human, the person, the human being, what they are doing with it. So we can use this energy in a bright way, in a way of courageousness, taking our courage to have a new beginning, to be confident around the pair of glasses that we are wearing. Is it a black pair of glasses that we see everything is dark? Or is it a pink one that we see everything is bright? Or is it a bit, in between? Is it a combination of the realist and of the optimist? Talking about combination of a realist and the optimist, guess what's also going on? The square of Jupiter-Saturn. So what a huge opportunity we have, because during the whole month, if you watch the December horoscopes, you will see that one aspect stands out, which is the Jupiter-Saturn square. And that Jupiter, in a nutshell, very much in a nutshell, Jupiter is expansion. I want to go broader. I want to grow. I want to expand. Saturn is about slow down. What's your responsibility? How much does it cost? Maturity, act like a human, like an adult and not like a kid. That's Saturn. And in a square, it means that we are restoring, rebalancing these energies. So we don't want to grow too fast and we don't want to stagnate. That's basically what this is all about. So it's a team in December. It's a team of a reassessment of our belief system. Because guess what? In the midst of all of this, what is happening? Mercury is going retrograde in Sagittarius. This is already happening when this new moon is occurring, right? So Mercury will already be doing his retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius. So it means that we are going to reassess our belief system, to say the least. And of course, where this is falling in your chart, so for some people it will fall in their 7th house of relationships, they will review their relationships and they will see it in a bigger picture, or want to see it in a bigger picture. And so on. For others it's going to be work, and so on and so on. So if we want to use this energy in a good way, we do it in the good way of not only the Sagittarian, which means is you have a better perspective, so you can deal with life better. It seems like Sagittarians, they all have it together, right? They all have their ducks in a row in a way that they just jump into life and they don't have any, they have good karma or something like that. But it isn't like that. It's because their viewpoint is different. But they also go through life with their struggles and with the ups and with the downs, but they see it in a different way. They are very much, and because of that, they are known for the optimists, the optimistic of the zodiac. But it's actually quite, it is ruled by Jupiter, which is the guru, you could say, the coach, the wise guy. And we all know them. People with a lot of Sagittarius energy, they are always interested in other people. They are always interested in other people's, in their life, and how to become a better person, how to become more, how to enjoy life more. They are always interested in that. That's why they are such a good coaches, because they have an interest in people. But guess what? What is the downside of all of this? It is the wiseacre. You don't want to be the Sagittarian wiseacre who knows it all and thinks he knows or she knows it all. And probably they do, but of their own belief systems to push them through the heads of other people. Once you start doing that, it's actually because you don't believe it yourself. You don't believe it yourself. Something that is the truth. It does not need to be defended in a way, or not in that aggressive, negative way of, oh, but I have to prove my truth and so on. I mean, when something is really, really true and you know it, I'm not talking about courts and so on, of course, because there you have to prove what is true or not. That's a whole other thing. But guess what? It's also court and all of that is also very Sagittarius energy, right? The law and all of that is also the 9th house Sagittarius. Wisdom, universities, gathering knowledge, traveling, publishing, writing, teaching, learning. All these topics that I'm saying here, we have an opportunity to start anew. You have an opportunity to start something new, or to end, to closure something that had to do with studies, that had to do with universities, that had to do with travel, and so on. So the thing is how we are going to use this in our advantage. How are we going to use this in the very best way possible? Because if we do, our life changes. Always and always, the 9th house in astrology, which is associated with Sagittarius, if you change that house, you change your whole chart. And therefore, it's such an important house. Because if that house is okay, you can deal with almost, you could say, everything. I always give the example of when you're driving in a car and you're in a traffic jam. And you're annoyed. Everyone hates traffic jams, right? Unless you just want to sit in your car, watch, not watch, but listen to some music and sing in the car and don't do anything else than that. But most people, they don't like traffic jams. Now, if you would say, I'm going to put the pair of glasses of the Sagittarian, what you're going to do is actually you're going to kind of raise above your car and have a look at where you're going to gather knowledge and how long is this, the context of all of this. I mean, that's you are sitting in that car, that's a little piece of reality, but what is the context? How long is this traffic jam? And how many people are in there? And how long is it going to take? The duration of that traffic jam. If you're having the helicopter view, the Sagittarian helicopter view, which means that you're going to rise above it and you're going to see everything, guess what? You're going to have knowledge. You're going to have knowledge. Okay, this is going to take 1 hour. And then you get back into your reality. Has that changed something? No, you're still in the traffic jam. But now you know it's only going to take an hour. Well, only. It's going to take an hour. You can prepare yourself. You can accept it better. You can accept it because there's nothing you can do about the traffic jam. You yourself. So that's the whole strength of Sagittarius. The knowledge of the bigger picture. And not only the knowledge, also feeling it and knowing it, that in my best interest for myself and everyone concerned, it is best that I'm in the traffic jam now. Maybe there is something that maybe I have to come to that meeting 1 hour later so that people are pissed off that I'm late. Maybe I'm going to lose my job because of that. Now I'm just, giving an example here. And then I'm going to lose that job, and then I will have to be forced to look for another one, and I'm going to be in the end better off. That's like, what is the interest of the whole? We are an element of the whole. And that is so important with Sagittarius. That gives them the strength because they know it's going to work out for them anyways. So that's the mantra of this new moon. It's going to work out for me in my best interest, and others concerned as well. Otherwise it would be a very selfish thing, wouldn't it? But anyway, so it is very important as well to know, especially for people who are working in a business like my business, or you're working as a coach or a teacher. It is so important now to understand that if you are coaching others and they have no interest in their growth, that you stop putting your energy in that other person, right? So sometimes during this period, you're going to see people and you're going to be interested, like the Sagittarian energy, in helping them and with your knowledge and giving them advice, which is what a Sagittarian loves to do. But guess what? Don't do it to the ones that are not open for it, that are not even interested in their own growth. In other words, sometimes Sagittarians, they love the growth of other people more than the other people love it themselves, right? So don't fall into that pitfall, because it's a pitfall here, right? So use it for your own growth. And of course, if you're in a business or in a profession, or you're doing something where other people's growth is considered and they want to grow, wow, this is a beautiful new beginning here of growth for sure. Now, not everything is said here. So yes, we said it's about Sagittarius. It's a new moon. It's about the Antares fixed star, which is about that confidence of having a positive mindset, because guess what? We are going to attract in life. It's a bit the law of attraction, right? What you focus on becomes bigger. So make sure that it's a positive thing that you're focusing on, and that it is in your sphere of, you could say, control, right? Because if it's out of your control and you're focusing and focusing and focusing, it might work against you. So focus on something that is of interest, of growth, of knowledge. It's a good time for that. It's a good time to grow knowledge. It's a good time to grow wisdom, to strengthen your connection with the divine, to learn a new language, to travel, to get along with people from all who are so different than you, who not only speak another language but have a different lifestyle, come from a different cultural background and whatnot, because it's eye-opening. It's like traveling, not literally, but it's traveling in the mind as well. Read some books about philosophy, about astrology. Astrology is such a ninth house thing, because you get to know yourself, and because of that, you get to accept people of who they are. I think one of the biggest pluses in my life, what astrology brought to me, is not only accepting of the self, but also of others. People are who they are. And a very important thing here with this new moon in Sagittarius, this particular one on the 1st of December 2024, is that it's about this Jupiter-Saturn. So the ruler of this energy is Jupiter, of this new moon, is Jupiter, and it's in Gemini, in the opposite sign. And there in Gemini, Jupiter is at around about 17 degrees. It opposes Mercury, and it squares up to Saturn. We call that a T-square. So we're going to have a mutable signs. We're going to have a T-square, which is tension. And actually, the other mutable sign that is not mentioned here is Virgo, because Virgo has the discernment, right? And what we don't want to lose is our discernment. and to be like the Virgo, you know, knowing what's working and what's not working, what is efficient and what is not efficient. Because with all this mutable sign of the planets like Mercury, which is about communication, Jupiter, which is about your belief system, and in an opposition and a square to Saturn, it means a lot of communication, a lot of clashes of communication between my belief system and your belief system, between what you think the world is all about and between what I think the world is all about. I think, for instance, Belgium is a good country. You might think Belgium is not a good country. And we clash there because of different belief systems. Wars are made by belief systems that are different, right? I mean, so there's truth in this old mythology of the fixed star Antares at 9 degrees. But we want to use it in our advantage. We want to use it for our own growth, for our own development of trust that we have in ourselves and in the universe, so we can take the best path possible that we want, and we choose it with quite a lot of confidence there. So, of course, December is a month of we close up the year. There is a lot of festivities, you know, not for everyone, but for some people in the world, there's a lot of festivities at the end of the year. There's a lot of people gathering together as well. So make sure that your mindset and your intention when you talk to people about belief systems, make sure that you're not going into the negative side of Sagittarius, which is what I was telling you, you know, the wiseacre and I know best, because yeah, you might know best. So what? It's not a game, right? It's not a game of I know more and you know more. It's not, unless you're doing a quiz. Then you may do your best for sure to convince that that is the truth, or in court, right? So we are really going to learn how to, in a very confident, intuitive way, how to express ourselves. And, you know, it's a lot about going backwards and forwards between realism, which is Mercury square Saturn so many times, and also this new moon square Saturn. So it's about realism. What we want to start, we want it to be realistic. You know, do you want to start maybe studying medicine when you're 40 years old? Maybe you do. Maybe you do, because you have that Mercury opposing Jupiter and you're seeing it big, and you you want to expand your horizons, you want to help people and whatnot. But Saturn is saying, hey, but you're going to have to study very, very hard. And do you want that? You're going to sit there with younger people, right? 20 years old, 18, 19, and you're 40. Do you want to do this? So it's about making it real. Jupiter-Saturn square, when someone has that in the natal chart, it's a person who is real and realistic and optimistic. So we can make our dreams happening, and we can make our dreams come true for sure, especially if we want to grow in life. But we will have to do something, right? So what a new moon this is. For sure, let's have a look at all the signs where this new beginning of this new adventure is happening and where we can grow very fast now. For Aries, it's in the 9th house. I can only recommend you, even if Saturn is squaring up to it in the 3rd house, I can only recommend to broaden your horizon by traveling, by teaching, writing, learning, and whatnot. I can only recommend it. Learning a new language. With Saturn in the 3rd, it could really mean that you're going to do that, and that you're going to do it on a daily basis, which is the best thing to do, to learn a language. Anyway. Oh, I said Saturn is in the 3rd. It's not true. Jupiter is in the 3rd. So you want to expand. But Saturn is in the 12th. This is a very energy of I want to structure. When I'm trying to escape in life, I want to structure that. I want to, I want to understand it, and I want to learn from it, and I want to use it in a mature way. So dear Aries people, I know this is not about love. This is about you expanding and growing. Learn a language, travel, read a book, learn some astrology, whatever. You could end a study or begin a new study. Very nice energy for you because this is trining your energy. If you have planets around 9 degrees of Aries, wow, this is a new beginning for you. This is like you having hope in life. use it to focus on the right things. Taurans, you have this new beginning in the 8th house, which is a very hidden house, which is, first of all, it's a financial house. It's the house of finances that you share with other people, with your spouse, with your business partner. And there is an ending and a new beginning here. So there is definitely, because Jupiter is in your 2nd house, which is your money, there could be like these things happening, a lot of discussions around money with a partner, for sure. But be practical in your objectives for the future. That's going to help you with the Saturn there, being realistic in the long goals, long term that you want, right? And and friends can help you as well with that. You know, someone who's very realistic can help you with having a good view upon it. The 8th house is also the house of intimacy. It's the house of your values. So you could be really having a new start here with what others value and what you value. So, but you're going to see definitely what others value in your life. Important people in your life, like partners, business and partner, girlfriend, boyfriends, they are going to show you what is important for them. So there could be a new beginning and an ending and a new beginning in their finances as well. But all in all, for you, it's a bit of a transformation. It can be also even a psychological rebirth for you, because you understand now what's mine and what's theirs, and that you can really not force other people to like something that you like but they don't, and the other way around. Gemini is so important for your relationships. This is happening in your 7th house of relationships. So definitely, when you are partnered up, there is a new beginning for you because of them. They could start maybe a new job or a new phase in their life. You know, an ending and a new beginning, and that has a knock-on effect on you because Jupiter is in your 1st house. You want to grow, you want to expand. Although your work might be very, very demanding at this particular time with Saturn in your 10th house. But all in all, it's also about you versus other people and your belief systems. They might clash now more than ever. But remember your intention. Your intention should not be to try to change others. If you get that, and you will, because Mercury is retrograde, and that's your ruler, you will understand this, and you will see that once you turn that around, your environment turns around as well. Cancerians, this is happening in your 6th house. There is a new beginning, a new belief around lifestyle, health, the routines that you're having. There is some ending and a new beginning. It's a good time for you to end a bad routine. It's a good time for you because you have a belief that might be shifting now. And you could be a little bit dogmatic and a little bit stubborn when it comes to your belief systems with Saturn in your 9th house. But Jupiter in the 12th makes you a little bit more open for spirituality, for, understanding that there's more than what just meets the eye. And so use it for this new refreshment, for a new way of working as well. It could mean, because the 6th house is our day-to-day life, our lifestyle, to see it a bit more optimistic. But of course, then you will have to make some changes here and there. And so you could have some communication that is not the easiest, around work, around your health, around your day-to-day life. But all in all, it's about refreshment, and it's about making your life more efficient, that it works better in the long term. Leos, this is in your 5th house. You are a fellow fire sign. So for you, this new moon is fantastic, especially if you've got planets around 9 degrees of Leo. This is fun because it's in the fun house. It's your house, the 5th house. And an ending and a new beginning. For some of you, this is an ending of a love relationship, but some sort of a like optimistic new beginning for you. Of finding your heart again. Let's put it that way. For others, it will be a new relationship, a new romance starting. Very, very possible. And Jupiter is in the 11th, so there's a lot of support from friends and a lot of understanding of them as well, and communication. So that could be, it could also mean like friends become more than friends, or there's a shift around the status of friendship, so to speak, and that could mean a little bit of communication going backwards and forwards. Saturn in the 8th house, so that is a bit of a fear of intimacy, so you could be working on that. But all in all, it could also simply mean a new, around this time, that you're learning something new, a new hobby, a new business, a new project, a child that is, coming into your life. And it could also mean a new beginning around sports and how you entertain yourself, how you enjoy yourself. Virgos, this is in the 4th house. You are a mutable sign. So for you, this is a lot of tension. Why? Because with your energy, you're going to have a full square, not a T-square, which is half of the square, but you're going to have the full square, especially if you've got planets, around 9 degrees of Virgo, but also around like 14 to 17 degrees of Virgo. You're going to feel this tension of, the Jupiter-Saturn square. But I think the Virgos, they, as always, or mostly, unless you're having a strong Neptune transit, but they have a lot of discernment. So you will know what to do. But there's like a new start at the core of your chart, which is, let's start with that, the easiest one, literally your home. So you could be ending and renewing a new cycle, literally in the home. You could have done lots of work before, and now your home has a different meaning. You're more optimistic around it. Or you literally have moved. That could be the case as well. But for lots of you, this is about a renewal around how you nurture yourself, the 4th house, how you parent yourself, and how you are feeling secure in your own body and within your own environment. And you are doing that. Not other people, not a boyfriend, girlfriend, parent, whatever, but it comes from within. So it's a very crucial time for you. Of course, Saturn in the 7th can give a little bit of criticism from the partner if you are in a relationship, but there's like growth and expansion for you going on for sure. Jupiter in your 10th house, it's for a lot of you through work, but also through how you want to be seen in the world. You want to expand for sure. And that's by creating more safety within yourself. Librans, this is in your 3rd house. This is a Jolie house for you because it's the house of communication. But it sextiles your energy. And Gemini trines your energy. So you're one of those people, yes, there's going to be a lot of back and forwards and communication. And especially a new beginning in the 3rd house might mean that you're going to start something new. You're going to learn something in your neighborhood, maybe doing some workshops. It's not so much like the abstract thing that I was talking about, but it's like almost doing something in a very practical way. So it can be a very abstract topic, but doing it in a very day-to-day basis like you're going in the neighborhood to a astrology workshop, for instance, and you're learning astrology hands-on on the tarot cards or whatever. It's something that is very, very broadening your perspective. It can also mean a trip, a travel, a short trip that you're doing. It can also mean when you work for yourself, like a new website, the ending of an old website and the start of a new. Maybe now you go international, right? Instead of just going national, all of these things. Jupiter in the 9th house. So there's a lot of expansion when it comes to how you see the world and the belief system, and how you focus on the positive, that becomes bigger. And Saturn in the 6th means, having your routines and having them really good planned out and following by the book, those routines. It's going to help you. I know it sounds boring, but it's going to help you. Scorpios, the 2nd house. This new moon is like an ending and a new beginning with your finances. So you have that momentum here, or you have that opportunity here. Let's put it that way. But of course, there's tension with the 8th house, so you could be struggling with communication as well, with a partner, a business partner, a spouse, a girlfriend, boyfriend, where you share resources with each other and what's mine, what's yours. So there needs to be something sorted out there. Could also be a child that is involved here because of Saturn in the 5th house. So you have that responsibility there. And Jupiter in the 8th in your house means that it's all about expansion and about psychological growth and understanding of the self. So make sure, dear Scorpios, that this new beginning on a financial level is really about the level and the value that is important for you. But don't try to convince others that your value is better than theirs, and so on. So don't fall into that trap. But if you focus on your value, if you focus on what is important for you and you want to grow that, it's a lot about hustling for the money. In the 2nd house, it's about what you do. It's about what you earn. And to focus on that, you can have a new financial growth for sure that is going to be very good in the long run. Remember, this is squaring Saturn. I know that is a challenge, but when you respect Saturn, which is the 5th house, like you don't go over the top with expenses around pleasure and leisure, for instance. It can be as simple as that. If you do that in the long run, you're going to have a better financial situation. Sagittarians, the beginning is for you. What I mentioned, it's for you. It's your new beginning. It's don't be tempted by being the wiseacre, right? But tell your truth for sure. And you're going to tell the truth. But kind of balance it out between how you're saying the truth, Saturn in the 4th, with respect for your own emotions in a mature way and emotions of others. And then Jupiter in your 7th house is the expansion of others. So you are still learning through other people, for sure. They are your mentors. If you are single, this could mean a new beginning, because you have, it's like having a new moon in your sign is like some sort of a reset. And the things that you did before that, which was when the energy was mostly in your 12th house, which is the decluttering, which is, tying up things and so on. And now this is you. This is the new you. So it depends on what you did before that. If you did a lot of declutter, this could be really a new you. That a lot of people say, who's that? And that you're going to speak your truth, but that you're going to do it in an assertive way, not in an arrogant way, which is a lot, Sagittarians then tend to go very easy towards arrogance. I'm not saying that all Sagittarians are arrogant, not at all, but some of them who are not, conscious of that themselves and others, right? But use it in this positive way. You can grow a lot now by focusing on the things that you want for your life to happen. You can plan it all out. You can make a plan, a vision board, and you can practice already from, the 1st of December in making it happen. That vision board for 2025. The Sagittarius who are now on the 1st of December making their plan for 2025, and they want to stick to small actions. Saturn is slowly but surely, and I want to stick to their emotional, to control your emotional setup, because that's what Saturn is in your 4th house. You can make so much success in all areas of your life. Capricorns, this is happening in your 12th house. This is like an ending and a new beginning when it comes to a pattern that you've been doing for years and years. Let's hope you can eliminate one of those or many. So there's a lot of thinking, communication around things that are happening on an unconscious level, the 12th house, and things that are happening on a very conscious day-to-day routine kind of level, which is your 6th house, your work, your day-to-day life, how you take care of yourself, your health, and so on. So there's like a, what am I going to do? Do I escape too much in my life? And is that because I work too much? Is it because I work too less? Do I have too much time? What is going on here, and how can I restore that balance? What's going to help you is this Saturn in the 3rd house, which means like thinking very rational and thinking very clearly but surely, and doing things by the book. Like thinking twice before you speak, for sure. But all in all, it's a wrapping up of energy. It's a decluttering energy as well. So declutter if you can, around this time. It's going to help you with finding balance in health and refreshment for sure. It's also, it can also mean like a new beginning, like you want to escape in a way, like by traveling, for instance. Like if you can do that, do it. Because it can help you to have that bigger picture, because you're out of your own kind of environment, if that makes sense. Aquarians, this is your 11th house. New starts, new beginnings in the friendship zone. Also when it comes to your goals. So some friendship might end here and some will start. And some, maybe you are saying, look, as from the 1st of December, no Facebook anymore. As from the 1st of December, no, I don't know, social media, only YouTube, or whatever. Or maybe you're going to say all of it. It depends on your situation, but whatever it is, it can also mean a new friendship, and it has the flavor of someone who's very, open-minded, broad-minded, and can help you to have new goals yourself. So a new goal can be born here. It can mean a new beginning as well when you have your own business, in how you're going to get cash, how you're going to have cash flow. The 11th house is the 2nd house from the 10th house. It does square to your 2nd house though. So there are some plans that need to be done, some things that you need to do in order for you to have structure when it comes to your belongings and when it comes to your worth, and to work on your self-love and self-worth for sure. But hey, you can expand through friends, through hobbies and whatnot. Sometimes it can be a little bit of what your friends are saying, what you are thinking, and your heart is saying, that it's clashing. But all in all, use it for this new perspective. You could start, for instance, if you have your own business, you could start workshops here and gather people from all over the world. Maybe you're going to do this online. That is a very beautiful example of this new moon in your 11th house. Pisces, this is happening in the 10th house. You're one of those signs that is a mutable sign. So if you've got planets around 9 degrees, you're going to feel this a lot. But this is like an ending and a new beginning when it comes to career. Absolutely. A lot of you Pisceans, there might be an ending of career. For others, it might be they're going to have a new job, or a combination of that, of course. Whatever, or they have a new view on career, a new perspective. Now, for those of you who are not working, or maybe you're saying I'm already retired, it could mean a new view of yourself. Because don't forget, the highest point in your horoscope is a bit like a second ascendant. It's how people see you. So you could be doing something new that is very Sagittarian-like, very philanthropic. Maybe working in an environment or as a volunteer. And you're meeting there lots of people from all kinds of, cultures. And you feel like you expand emotionally because of that. Jupiter in your 4th house. But Saturn is in your 1st house. So you're going to be, having your boundaries, which is a good thing. Which is keeping the boundaries in check. But all in all, it could mean also that you're going to, with a parent, there is a new connection here, or not a new connection, but a new phase, and of how you see the relationship with a parent. You see it a little bit broader. You are invited here to see it a bit broader. Whether they are alive or not, you can have those moments where you see your parents in a different light. It could be that is going on. But for a lot of you, this is a new attitude towards work. Or a work that has to do with learning and teaching, maybe traveling for work. Publishing for work, teaching, and all that kind of fresh new energy for sure. But whatever it is, it's like a new you, because remember, you are ruled by Jupiter. And it's in this Jupiter sign that this new moon is happening. So it's a lot about a new beginning for you. So depending again on what you did before, there is like a fresh start for you, a fresh new beginning of your life path, because you are Piscean. That's your 1st house. Anyway, I hope this was helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you want a reading, click on the link below. You will find details to my website, and I wish you a very good new moon in Sagittarius. Bye-bye.